Performance Max is the hottest campaign in Google right now. Google is trying to push PMax as much as possible for all the advertisers. Hi, this is Shiva. I've been working in digital marketing for the past 5 years and I manage Google Ads campaigns worth thousands of dollars in monthly budgets. In this video, I'll show you how you can start a PMax campaign for your brand. At the end of the video, I'll show you the structure of a PMax campaign I was running. So for PMax, your ads will be shown in all the Google products, and that is one of the advantage of running PMax ads. Before starting a PMax campaign, you need a Google Merchant Center account. If you don't have one, you can create one by visiting this website. I will leave the link in the description. Now to create a PMax campaign, click on the plus button here and click on campaign. So if you click any of these options, Google will try to funnel you into a certain path. I prefer clicking on create a campaign without guidance because this way you see all the options available in creating a campaign. Now we should select Performance Max here. Now a goal has already been selected here. You can leave as is. Here Google will automatically recognize your Merchant Center account. This is correct for me, so I'll click on continue. At campaign name, provide a name that makes sense for you. As soon as you see the campaign name, you should understand everything about the campaign. I will name it as US PMax test. Continue, start new. Now you have to select a bidding strategy. In PMax, you have only two bidding strategies, which are conversions and conversion value. If you want to optimize for just purchases, you select conversions. And if you have different products at different price ranges and you want Google to optimize your campaigns for the products that are higher price range, you can click on conversion value. So I'll choose conversion value and I'll set a target ROAS here. Keep this realistic because you are just starting the campaign. You can gradually increase this based on the account performance. I'll keep it as 100%. I do not want to bid for new customers only, hence I will leave this as is. As you select all the options on the right side, it will show you a weekly estimate. However, consider these values with a grain of salt. So in the locations, I'll choose it as United States. And English is already selected here. If your customers speak another language, you can change here. So this is not a EU political ads campaign, hence I leave this as is. You can keep an ad schedule if your business runs only during certain times, and you can keep a start and end date for your ads. One important setting here is campaign URL options. If you do not set a tracking template, your CRM may not record that a lead came from Google Ads. That makes paid leads look like organic or SEO leads. I made that mistake early in my career. I'll put the tracking link in the video description so you can copy and paste it in your campaign. So as you see here in the tracking template, UTM source is Google and UTM medium is CPC, which identifies the click as a Google Ads click. I named the campaign as PMax because I am running a single PMax campaign. So the device parameter is filled by Google at click time, so you can see whether the user was on mobile, desktop or tablet, so on. So this tracking template does more than show that a lead came from Google Ads. So it also tells you which campaign and which device generated the lead. Over time, this data makes it easy to see which campaigns and devices performs best. So you can disable ads on few devices if you want, and if you do not want your ads to show up for some brand names, you can add them here. And the age exclusion, you can exclude the audience that is not relevant to your business. I'll click on next. So Google will scan your landing page and extract business details to auto-generate assets. I do not use the auto-generated assets because they tend to be too generic and do not match the messaging I want for my ideal customer. I'll skip it and create the assets manually. So you can name the ad group. I'll name this one as bracelets. Naming is helpful when you run multiple ad groups. So if campaigns and ad groups are confusing, I'll explain you with an example. So think of them like folders. A campaign is the main folder and ad groups are like subfolders inside it. For an e-commerce account like this, I would create themed ad groups such as rings, earrings, and necklaces. So always segment ad groups by theme. This makes it easier to write relevant ad copy to optimize each group and to help Google understand your structure. So coming back to Google Ads, I'll use this ad group to advertise our bracelets collection. Click on user selection of products and then here choose product type. I'll choose bracelets and then click save. That is configured. So you should provide your business name here and then provide your business logos. by clicking on add logos. I recommend adding at least one square and one landscape logo. In the more options section, you can provide your brand colors here and the brand font. In PMax campaigns, Google may create some assets automatically, so it takes your brand colors into consideration when doing that. Scrolling down, so enter the landing page URL where you want users to arrive after they click your ad. So you can provide up to 15 headlines, up to 5 long headlines, and up to 5 descriptions. If you cannot fill every slot, it is okay. Good headlines perform better than complete but weak copy. So upload a variety of images here. I recommend at least 4 horizontal, 4 square and 2 vertical images. So you can upload up to 20 images. So for videos, you can add up to 5 videos. Aim for at least one horizontal, one square and one vertical video. If you cannot give 3 formats, add at least one. If you add no video, Google will auto create one and the result is often pretty bad. It looks like a 10-year-old who just learned video editing did that video. After you upload assets, you can use the preview here to check how your ad looks across platforms. Then you can add site links. Site links are the links that provide relevant information about your ad. Definitely provide site links because this makes your ads look bigger, which is a benefit for you. To show you a live example, this is how site links appear. So you provide all the relevant information about the product you are advertising. So for this campaign, we can add something like checkout or best sellers, or if you're having a sale, you can keep that. I suggest adding at least 4 site links. So now call to action. Google likes to keep it as automated so it can use whatever is relevant. I do not prefer that. So you choose the one that makes the most sense for your business. I'll choose here shop now because this is an e-commerce one. In the more asset types, you can add if you are running any promotions here. In the prices section, for example, for this campaign, I can keep something as product tiers and then keep earrings here. In the price qualifier, I use from, and then I keep here as 69. So currently there's an issue with preview, it is not showing. How this is useful is this will be used as a pre-qualifier. So if the user seeing the ad is looking for something less than that price, they won't click on the ad, which saves your ad budget. So in the call section, you can add a phone number here if people call you directly after seeing your ads. Helpful for businesses like hospitals or any local services like plumbers, electricians and so on. In the messages section, you can give an option for people to directly send you a message on WhatsApp. So you can use it if this is relevant for your business and the country where you advertise. Callouts. Callouts are small text that show the unique aspect of your business. For example, if you see this Monday.com advertisement, this customizable platform, 100% cloud-based, collaborate in real time, this entire line, these are the callouts. Going back, so structured snippets. So in the structured snippets, these are all the options available. So you can add if that is relevant for you. For example, if you're advertising for a hotel, you can click on amenities and then you get the idea. So to show you with an example, this is how structured snippets appear in the ad. Again, add all these extensions if they are relevant for your business, because as I said before, it increases the size of your ads and makes it more relevant. Lead forms is not relevant to e-commerce campaigns. On more options. So in the display path, you can keep a custom URL you want and Google displays that instead of the original URL of your landing page. I'll keep something as collections and then bracelets. So whatever product you're selling, add that here. It improves the relevancy of your ad. And to show that in a live example, so this is where the display path appears. If you want to use a different URL for mobile, you can add that too. So URL options. So this URL options is the same thing I explained before. I'll place a URL here. So in this one, I added a ad group to the code here and I kept it as BRC, which is a shortcut for bracelets I created. So when I get a purchase, I understand which ad group brought the conversion. So if you're wondering, we have added 2 URL parameters, one at campaign and now at the ad group. Which does Google consider? So Google applies the parameters from the most specific level. In practice, the ad group parameter overrides the campaign parameter. So if the ad group has no parameter, then Google will use the campaign parameter. So URL rules, I'll talk about this in a while. So let's check asset optimization. So I leave all these options as is. Depending on your strategy, you can check or uncheck these. So here you see final URL expansion, right? If you keep this on, Google will send traffic to whichever page it feels is the most relevant for the user. I'll keep this on because for an e-commerce campaign, we have lots of products in each collection, and instead of the main bracelets link we added before, Google can send people directly to a specific bracelet if that's relevant for the user. So now coming back to URL rules. URL rules are the way to tell Performance Max where it is allowed to send traffic when final URL expansion is on. So here, because this ad group is for bracelets, I only want Google to send traffic to my bracelets collection. Hence, I'll give my URL as bracelets. So yeah, and then I can click on add. For search themes, enter the keywords people would use to find your product. These keywords act as signals that help the system learn faster. PMax treats them as initial directions, not hard rules, so Google may still show your ads for other related queries it thinks are relevant. For this campaign, I will add search terms like bracelets and gold plated bracelets to guide the model. Add as much keywords as you can. So this is your first party data and is very important. If you give data about the people who visit your website or key pages of your website, Google will find relevant audiences like them and start showing them ads. It also shows ads for people who already visited your site, so useful for remarketing as well. Giving this data also fast tracks your campaign's learning curve. You can also provide audience segments here in the interests and detailed demographics. I suggest you to have a look at the audience present here, as it will give you an idea about all the options you have to make your campaigns much more relevant and powerful. For example, these are some audiences I gave to the previous campaigns I ran on this account. If you're not sure which audience segment to provide here, explain your business in detail to ChatGPT and it will give a pretty good audience list. Again, this is just a signal that you're giving to Google. With time, Google will go and find the audience segments that are the right fit for your business. Now you can exclude any options that are not relevant to you, and you can name the custom audience preferences you just gave, and that will be saved in your account for later use. Click on next. Here you should have to give your daily budget. I'll give it as 50 euros. I'll click on next. So you will find the summary of your ads. If everything is okay, you can just click on publish, and in a couple of hours your campaign will go live. After publishing the campaign, there are 4 must do things to set up your campaign properly. First, select your campaign, then click on edit your ad group. Now go to listing groups. Sometimes if you see here, like now it is excluded, like we only see that bracelet selection is collection is included, but in most of the times once you come to this listing group here, you also see this in the included section. So basically you are seeing everything else plus bracelets as well. Google does this for some reason, so you just have to come here and exclude. This case I see that it is fine now. So check this definitely once you publish your campaign. Now there is another setting to change. Go to campaign settings and then click on feeds. So here you have to select the right feed for your advertising country. I know the feed name because I named it as IE. So select this and then click on save. Then scroll down, here click on location options and change it to presence only. Google enables presence or interest by default, and with this option your ads will also be shown for people not physically present in that location. And click on save. Scroll down and click on asset optimization and click on final URL expansion. So here you see the section called exclude some URLs, right? So here you can add all the URLs that you don't want Google to send people to. For example, I generally add here the pages such as contact us, about us, size guide, and all the relevant pages. Now this is one Performance Max campaign I was running, and this is how I structured the campaign. I created 3 ad groups for each category, and each ad group has its own assets. That's it. You just published your first PMax campaign and configured it properly. In just 10 minutes, you published your first shopping campaign. It would take a couple of hours for Google to approve your ads and start running. Once the campaign starts running, have a look at the search terms at least every week, depending on your budget. If this video was helpful, please consider subscribing, as this helps me create content like this for free. And definitely add negative keyword list for your campaign before itself, as it helps you save a lot of money. I have a video talking about 8 things to do before your campaign goes live, so you can run your campaign like an expert from day one and spend your budget wisely. The video will be present here.